Hello everyone, and for those who don't know me, my name is Claire. This is my van dream. It's kind of messy right now, but this is my very first video to tell you about my adventure. So, for the past 10 years, I have been putting together, saving money, planning, and creating the van trips to where I can take a year and just kind of go, see, explore the world, mostly the United States. And here we are. I now have a van. It has mostly all of the insulation finished. I need to do the ceiling. I put a fan in the roof. I have a solar panel, and I just picked up some plywood. So the floor is next on the list. Today I went to my parents' house to finish the floor because obviously it is not done, but I just finished cutting out this piece, which is supposed to go in between the wheelbases here. So wish me luck if this fits. Almost. You can see here that it's not quite flush against the, and it's lifted here by a little bit, so I'll fix that edge, but this edge is flush against this wood, flush against that wood, and flush against there. So I'm gonna take off that inch or two on that one side and try again. Floor and insulation, because I'm finishing that. The next step is the Reflectix, which will go over the tires and the windows and probably the ceiling if I want to make it less loud. Floor. On today's adventure of moving into the van, we are donating about two and a half boxes worth of stuff. There's a 13-gallon bag and then 2 boxes, and I have moved this stuff from one apartment to the other, I believe twice now, so I am just ready to get that out of my house, and moving into the van is a great excuse to finally get rid of everything. So we are headed to the donation center now. I went into the thrift store to make sure that like what I was donating was things that they would take. It's pretty big, so I'm headed to the back of the store so that I can drop some stuff off. Take you with me. Quick and easy. So today's adventure is getting furring strips for the van. That is basically your wood framing. It's what all of your cabinets and cabinetry and bed and everything is going to sit onto. I bought one piece of 4x8 half-inch plywood and had this fantastic gentleman at the hardware store cut it down into 2.5-inch strips for me. They are all right there. On today's adventure of moving into the van, I am headed to my grandpa's house, my papa's house, so that he and my uncle can help me put in those furring strips that I mentioned, frame out the van. I hope it'll only take a couple of hours. See, there's 3 of us putting things in. We'll have plenty of tools and space and ideas and whatever, so hopefully we'll be done by, I'm gonna get there about 9:30, so I'll say about 1 o'clock. I hope that we can be done about 1 o'clock. And then my van will have framing that I can attach all of my furniture to. On today's episode of Moving Into the Van, I have the solar panel right there, and I am waiting for the waterproof plug that I can cut the hole for the ceiling. But I also have my batteries, which means I can start wiring things. Now, if I remember correctly, the only things that I really need to wire are my fridge, a water pump, my solar panels, my fan, and maybe a stove. I haven't decided what my stove is going to be, if it's going to be electrical or gas yet. Yeah, so let's get started. So now that I have some wires running through the van to where I think the batteries are gonna go, I'm gonna go inside, grab my batteries. I'm also going to use the leftover furring strips that I have, and I think I'm gonna use those instead of 2x6s to build out the bed frame. The wiring is going to attach to the underside of the bed to keep the wires off of the ground in the back. I can't actually mount the solar panel today because I don't have the waterproofing plug to go into the ceiling yet. I do have everything else. I've got a solar charger and all the wires and everything. Once I get the solar panel up there and attached, then I can start truly wiring everything together. And honestly, wiring is one of those things where I'm definitely not confident. I have no experience in electrical at all, other than my like 6th grade science class where they made us do a little closed circuit for lights. That was a long time ago. I intend to get everything wired out today, and then if I can, I'm going to mount the bed frame where I want the bed and start building out some appliances. I'm kind of at a loss because I wanted to use these furring strips for my bed frame, but I bought them at 1/2 inch specifically so that they could bow across the top of the van, and I don't want my bed to bow in the middle. So I think I will have to go buy 3 or 4 2x8s, cut them down to size because the width of the van is just longer than 6 feet. I've decided to shift directions today.
I'm shocked.
Because I don't have all of the things that I need to attach the solar panel up to the top, and I don't have everything electrical wise that I need in order to wire everything together. I think I'm going to make today a shopping day. I'm going to buy all the stuff that I need in order to make it fit and piece together like it should. And then I'll work on the bed frame, and then I'll work on the cabinetry. But for today, it's going to be a shopping day, which means not a whole lot of excitement. So I will see you guys when I get those parts and when I start building out the bed. It's now months later, but here's the point. I'm now putting the fan together, so I've just connected the negative wires, and to myself I went, God, I hope this works. So might as well record it and see. It is yet again another day. It's currently 75 degrees out in February, so I decided to take today and work. What I've finished is I've put a couple of things onto this piece of plywood so that it's a little more organized. I've got the batteries almost set up in parallel. That one's ready. This one had a little bit of trouble with the crimping on that side, so it's not yet ready. And instead of figuring out if my whole system will work once it's all put together, I'm gonna put the fan connected directly to the battery and just see if that works. I know that I'm gonna have to put it through a fuse box later, but I would rather do that later knowing that I have everything wired correctly already and then split it up than to wire it all together and then have something go wrong. So let's see if this works. Okay, I heard it click on. I'm so excited. Open. I did it. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, now I'm going to hook up the solar panel. I left the solar panel unhooked just in case. I'm gonna hook up the solar panel so that the batteries are constantly getting charged so that can run whatever it so needs to. It has a rain sensor on it, so if it starts to rain in the next couple weeks, it should close itself automatically. I did it. It's come to my attention that I have yet to tell you what this trip is about. More than 10 years ago now, I decided that I wanted to take a van trip, and I started to plan and prep and save money and do everything that I needed to do in order to make that happen. Unfortunately, at the time, I did not have adult money or adult time, but I do now, and it's slowly coming into fruition. The full calendar year to just go explore the United States. Subplot A is to visit as many national parks as possible. Keep in mind there are like 8 in Alaska, so I don't really want to hit all of them, but I do want to hit as many as is possible. Subplot B is to visit as many Renaissance festivals as is possible. Renaissance festivals are a huge part of my life and have been since I was a baby. And I think it would be really interesting to visit the fairs around the country and see the differences that they have. After that, it just becomes state parks, butterfly houses, botanical gardens, and things like that. I will be traveling alone, me and my 2 cats. I love them to death. One is very adventurous and is figuring out how to walk on a leash. The other is not adventurous at all. In fact, he's very anxious about the world, and he will probably go into a cat backpack if he wants to go with me on any adventures. If you would like to support me in this trip of a lifetime, there's a link down in the description that goes straight to my Venmo. You can offer $1, offer $5, $500, whatever you have to give. I would greatly appreciate it. It will go towards my gas savings or my cat toys. You tell me what you want your money to go towards, and I will make sure that that happens. Thank you all so much for your support. I cannot wait to see you out on the road. Never forget, keep living the dream.